All right, for those that are joining us, we are pulling into the parking lot of Nightmare Cleveland. I'm not sure if you can see that. Hold my hand out. Nightmare Cleveland. Now, just about a year ago, we were here as they were opening the door for the first time, but this year we wanted to get an update from them. They have a whole bunch of artists who are involved here as well. We're just going to pull up and we're going to just walk on in. And we see Kelly, Steffi, thanks for joining us. I'm going to turn off the car and actually, you may hear me ask some questions of my son Drake, but it's not Drake Carpenter, it's Drake Miller. So Drake, step out with me here real quick. All right. If you guys were with us a couple of weeks ago, we were with Adam Whiting and the Brown Hoist building and the hat. And if you were with us, we had a great look behind the scenes of the Brown Hoist. And if you shared those videos, and then your name is in this hat. So actually, do me a favor, hold that real quick. All right, give me a shake there, Drake. If you just pull one of those names, and if your name is drawn, you've got a Brown Hoist giveaway coming to you.
In Richmond.
Yeah, and congratulations, and thanks for sharing. You're the winner. Drake, if you could throw those back in, the hat back in there, and we're gonna get to the good stuff. Thank you. Well, just about a year ago, yeah, I think we were together, and I think I may have used that exact same parking spot.
Very much so, yeah. It feels like it's been like 5 years, though.
5 years?
Yeah, it's been 5 years. It's been a long year.
It's been a long year, and
yep.
Last year we had a lot of exciting stuff to talk about, and this year there's been a huge expansion.
Massive expansion. Huge expansion is an understatement. We've probably done 5 years worth of upgrading within a year. Most haunts that they'll take 2-3 years to get to this point. We're just like, no, coming out swinging, get it, just do it right. But yeah, this year's freaking nuts. Yeah, because last year we didn't have a whole lot of time between the demolition of the drop ceilings, the power, all the things that I talked about before, probably last year. After all that was done, we were only left with 5 months to build, and we had a real small team of people. And we'll meet some of those people that are involved. I'm assuming tonight if they're still here. I believe some of them are still here.
And
we'll see who's here.
We'll see who's here. We'll get a sneak peek. Last year, if you were with us last year, you gave the shirt off your back as a giveaway.
I did.
And there was a lot of views and a lot of people sharing. But we encourage you guys to share tonight, too. In the very bottom left-hand side of your screen, there's a share button. When you hit that share button, we know it. And you can share to your friend list, to a group that you're part of. You could even kind of snipe it to 2, 3, 4 of your friends. But if you share it, next week we're going to draw a winner. And if your name is drawn, we're going to be giving away, what is it?
We're going to give a 2-pack of tickets with the VIP access that lets you skip the line, which you don't got to wait at all, which helps tremendously when it's a busy weekend. Like we were last season. We plan on doing even more people this season. So it's 2 tickets, VIP access, cut the line. You get to enjoy Nightmare Cleveland.
Now, if you've gone to Nightmare Cleveland, if you were one of the thousands of people who were here last year, this is actor access. This is kind of the backstage.
Yeah, so this is where staff only enter for right here.
Where are you going to take us? Where are we starting?
There's a lot's happened from the way people are waiting in line to the even the merch booth. So I guess we'll just go around back and start there.
Back?
Yeah.
Sounds good. The cool thing about it, and I'm hoping that Vaughn's still here because he has, so he's the owner, right?
Of
both
of here and Slaughterhouse. Slaughterhouse was his first location, and this is the second location that we're going into. And then we brought other people onto the team since then because with all this, it requires a massive. Because if I was just here by myself, would be in a mental institute by now.
Yeah.
So we needed a big team of people. But yeah, he's the owner of both. And next year is going to be the big year where we do a ton of upgrades and stuff down at Slaughterhouse, because this has been like the main project. So like him even trying to juggle his main job down there and here, it's like a lot.
Yeah,
it's a lot.
So, Chippewa Slaughterhouse is a phenomenal show. If you haven't been there,
no, Slaughterhouse is phenomenal. That was the shirt that I had to give away. Was my Slaughterhouse shirt, my
Slaughterhouse.
favorite one. I still have to get one. I haven't even been down there. I went down there for opening weekend last season, but then we were open, so it's like I went down there and made sure TJ was able to handle my big character the right way and slap him around a little bit.
Well,
and I was up here the whole time.
You're up here the whole time.
Yeah.
And we are at the guts of
A dumpster.
A dumpster.
Check out this lovely dumpster. We built this from scratch. Painted it to look rusty. That was courtesy of Brian Demski.
And
And to the right here we got Mr. Jason Panic.
because there's a lot of care and stuff going on with even discussing costume, right?
He helps make a lot of like the props and stuff. And today we just making him do this because it was a nice day.
Yep.
Right. So yeah, it's a nice sunny day.
And it's great because to walk in, a couple of weeks before opening night is kind of a treat. And there's a lot of people that are watching live. We appreciate you guys watching. But
This is the man of the hour, Vaughn.
yeah,
Roger, thanks for coming back out.
absolutely.
Appreciate it.
So as we were walking up here, Vaughn, I was hoping that you were still here. But I've been going, and a lot of our audience has been walking through the lines and enjoying the Chippewa Lake Slaughterhouse for years. And you decided to take on a second location.
Yeah. Decided to build another one up here in Cleveland, something outside of the country. Cleveland's needed something like this a long time ago, so we decided to bring some up here. So talked to Rick about it a while ago. I said, hey, thinking about building another one up north. How about you be part of it? So we sat down, came up with the idea, and I kind of let him take the reins and his design, and we put a lot of time and effort into this one. So Chippewa's more of a natural place. This one up here we had to start from scratch. Completely gutted the building and built all the walls and it's ground up. So,
Way bigger challenge.
Way bigger, yeah.
Now, the location, if you're not familiar with the location.
We're right off of 480. We're looking at it right here.
Yeah, I mean, if we turn right, you'd see 480, and so we always hear.
You get the skyline too.
Yeah, location. So
Ridge Road exit. They just finished all the construction, so it's
you're minutes from everywhere.
minutes from everywhere. Yeah. So 77 is just to the east, and 71 behind me to the west, and the airport. So yeah, great location. But we're here in the basement underneath Value City Furniture, and it's a perfect place for a laboratory themed haunt. So
Tell us about why this location, why Cleveland? I mean,
just like Vaughn said, just because he's already got Medina County. I mean, there's no need to open another. Plus, there's a couple haunts within 45-hour radius of there. 40, so. There's a lack of good quality in Cleveland, so it's more. So it was, it just makes more sense to come up more north. I would think, just because of the lack of that alone, and just a major city.
Yeah.
Just to cover all our bases. Plus, you wouldn't want to be too close to Slaughterhouse because then you're almost competing for same people each night. But,
so I mean, it brings in a lot of people from Akron. It's not too far from Akron, and then go to the west. Over here, Elyria and Lorain County, and so it's pretty centrally located, especially like you said, right by the highway here. It's perfect location. Also, the property. There wasn't a lot to get up in this area. I mean, we're technically in the city of Brooklyn. I want to give them a shout out. They are amazing to work with. The police department, the fire department, everybody's been very, very helpful helping us get this off the ground. So we couldn't ask for a better location. And I mean, obviously, you're going to go inside and take a look at a few rooms. I think we're going to allow a sneak peek on some of the new stuff this year. Just a couple rooms, but I think the people that are watching come out this year, you're going to be blown away. The fellas, everybody that's in here working, Rick and Brian Demski and Drake and John Sustar and my son Gavin and myself. Just a crew, big crew put together a heck of a show this year.
Yeah. I'll tell you what to have, and I know what's behind there, which is, mad genius going on inside these doors. That doesn't happen often unless you have a superstar team, and you're focused. So
Yeah, I mean, we're a small team. There's other haunts out there, the big companies that are across the country. They're building with 20, 30 guys. We built this in 5 or 6 guys.
Yeah.
That's why it took us 2 years.
Yep.
Plus coming right out of COVID, chairs were hard to get, costly.
Yeah.
So it's been a tough couple years. But with what we had to deal with, and the small crew we had, we put together a heck of a show. I think everybody's gonna love it.
Yeah, well, we appreciate it. Now, behind you, I think I remember from last year, these are packed with people in queue lines, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, last year was, I'll be honest, I threw it together pretty quick. It was a couple of old Army tents just to keep people covered, for the crazy Cleveland weather that we have. So went ahead and invested in a couple of newer tents. These will be here for a good long time now. So we kind of redid the queue line. We got security and entry more to the back.
Yeah.
And then this is the point in which right before you enter the building, you'll start right here and go right in small groups that we have designed to take you in and kind of stage you in a couple areas in the beginning. So yeah, just trying to make it a little bit better.
Yeah.
A little bit better this year.
Well, we appreciate you letting this community. There's going to be a lot of people watching, and if you weren't with us when we first joined, if you hit the share button, we know, and then next week we'll draw a pair of tickets. VIP tickets to send somebody through, but your shares are what gets the story out. So we really appreciate both Vaughn and you letting us behind the scenes, and Rick, you're giving us the tour and a couple sneak peeks.
You want to go with us? Or no, I'm going to stay. Keep working. So you guys go on inside, enjoy the inside. Thanks, guys, for watching.
Thanks, Vaughn.
Roger, for coming out.
All right, so we're
On the move.
on the move.
But yeah, the queue line, the security is like right there. It's like a separate tent, so it's a little more controlled for sure.
Yeah.
A more modified idea from last year.
And getting a peek at Panic. I'm going to sneak in here real quick because there's a lot of haunts, I think, that don't take the detail to distressing the costumes.
Oh yeah.
And
You
they
gotta
take
make it consistent, but every one a little different.
yeah.
Yep. Depending on where it's going to go and what character's going to wear it.
And the
That's
special
that's the important part.
yeah, and a special right?
Yeah,
Special intention.
That needs a little work. Yeah. So.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. I know that
Fixing,
there's
yeah.
that's a craft, so thanks for letting us bounce in on you too.
Go from that to that.
For sure. All right.
So the buttons don't ever want to take a latex paint, so you got to use spray paint on the buttons. Yeah. Yep.
So what is it like being a detail-oriented individual?
It sucks. It's fucking blessing. It's one of the blessing and a curse is what they say.
Because even the buttons have to be
It's
covered,
just
right?
Like my brain's just programmed to probably hyper focus on the wrong thing, but to me it seems like it's the right thing because it's all about selling the believability.
Yeah.
Of what and if people make, I'm gonna make a serial killer had blah 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 doing all this shit, and then they cover the back of it with blood, and it's like, well, how did blood get on your back? There wouldn't be blood there.
Yeah, exactly, right?
There's just certain things you see, I see at other haunts too, the way they distress and where they paint, where they do their creatures, and it's almost goofy because it's done wrong. Or they're not looking at those kind of details, or you can tell it was just pulled off the rack at Spirit Halloween. So yeah, this is the staff entrance. We have air conditioning. It's amazing.
It feels good as soon as you step through there on
Right.
this hot Cleveland
Exactly.
week.
Keep it a nice, cool temperature. Another thing that sucks about working in a haunt, anyone out there that knows, you got to wear a lot of heavy costuming, heavy mask, heavy costume. And if the building's already 80 degrees and it's humid, it's just making it so much more miserable. So that's a nice plus to have in here. So there's going to be a lot of spoiled actors.
Yeah, for sure, because especially maybe some of those actors that are a bit of Chippewa, right? And you come out here.
Oh, yeah. They're probably pretty jealous. But it gets okay down there because as long as it's not a real hot day, it's actually really nice in that old building because that old stone just keeps like the coolness.
Yeah.
So as long as the humidity's not high, that Chippewa building's pretty okay.
Yeah.
So our operations area, actors come in. This is a makeup station.
Serious makeup station.
We have four makeup artists this season. Last year we got away with one, and that was Insanity. But this year we have a cast of around 60 actors for the full expansion, plus staff members and some extras. And with that comes knowing that there's no way in hell one or two makeup artists is going to do that. So one thing that Brian brought up, and I was like, "Yep, you're absolutely right." Is we need at least 4 people. Because even if we dedicate one just to doing wrists and blackouts, things like that, whatever. But they have 3 full-time artists to make the amount of makeups, around 30 to 35s. They have to look good. And there's no way you can make a good makeup happen in 10 minutes.
Yeah, for sure. Now, are all your actors in makeup?
A lot of them are. Mostly ones that are given like speaking roles and stuff like that. So like any like bigger dudes or something, we'll cast and put them in like the silicone masks, and so we cast characters that are that make sense to their body type and their I guess confidence, because someone that never worked in a haunted house before, you can't be like, hey, you're gonna do all this dialogue and recite Shakespeare and have to do all this stuff. Those people usually are like no, like so you have to figure all that out, and that's definitely a challenge, is figuring stuff out like that.
Yeah.
We have big cast, but
we're not going to buzz in here long, but you've got a big assignment board because with 60 people,
I feel
right?
Like someone should have been here by now. I feel like those guys should be here somewhere. So in here's one of the areas.
Whoa. Is it okay for me to kind of pan?
Yeah, I'm taking you to the areas that are all right.
So
we got to at least show some people what we got going on, but you don't got to get like too.
Coming
it too long, then they're gonna start breaking it down and start taking ideas.
Yeah, no, okay.
So,
combination of digital, right?
So this becomes one of the hallway that you come in and out of. You don't actually go this path. That's like rooms later on. You just keep coming back to the central hub. This is just one of those areas of the facility of Biotech Industries.
And I love that you even attend with great detail, even to the floor.
Yeah, there's a lot of detail. In here too. A lot of big things going on in here.
Oh, hey.
Hey.
Sorry about that.
Setting that up?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. So, Drake Carpenter.
It is.
We were at your home haunt a few years ago.
You were. Rick was kind enough to bring me aboard and teach me his ways, and along with Brian, kind of molded me. So yeah,
You went from
nothing to something.
prodigy home haunter
The only
to
reason he got fired is because he was being funny online.
You mean hired, not fired yet?
Did I say hired?
Yeah.
Fired.
so you come in from home haunt, right? You're doing a lot of stuff there, and all of a sudden you step into
The big boy shoes.
the big boy shoes.
Yep.
How did that?
It's
Take
cool. It's cool. I mean, we all kind of have our roles here, and mine's kind of getting everything ready for Rick and Brian to do their stuff, distressing, lighting, all their cool things. So, I mean, you got to embrace your role, even if you think it's a big or small one, and mine's kind of the whole room prepping for all them. So, I love it.
Start walking.
And for those who
All dusty.
I know, because I'm working.
I know.
and for those that know Brian Demski, like you've already seen his fingerprints everywhere because like your style is recognizable.
I barely touched these walls. A couple things here and there.
I was asking Rick before. I said, so how is it being a detail-oriented individual, like in a haunt, but then to put 3 of you together, and I would imagine Vaughn too, and craziness happens.
It's tough, but again, it's a team, all effort, everybody. I mean, all the way down to the walls being built. They got to get mudded, they get coated, seamed. There's just so many layers when you look in this area here. There's 10 people's hands really involved in it. I just get to get that last layer and make it pretty is kind of what it is. But once we get it to a certain point, that's when I kind of kick everybody out, get the fuck out of the way, let me do my thing, and then I get in, do my thing, and then all of a sudden they throw something else in, and they're gonna come back, throw something else. It's just the way our brains are working in here because we see an empty spot or something like that. As you can see, Rick designed this whole hallway. He had the vision of how the path goes for the customers, so that way they could see things as they pass through and go, how the hell they get over there? It just makes the haunt longer.
Yeah.
He came up with the Art Deco look and all that, but I picked pretty much every color in here, so you don't like the color the whole time. No, but I picked every color, then we sat and said, hey, how's this look? And we just kind of rolled with it. There wasn't really no plan to it, really. Just kind of winged it with colors and stuff like that. So, again, kudos to everybody involved in the whole team, all the way from the carpenters that we had, people laying the tile, and there's just so much involved when you just look at everything that's in here.
The theme. Where was the, and maybe this question for Rick, so where was the theme come from, or what was kind of your idea there?
Much like, Brian as well, like my big influence is more video games and horror. I know we both are pretty big video game nuts, but I, definitely borrow a lot of ideas here and there as far as even how like routing is in video games, how you would see this kind of hallway and, oh, you can't go that way, you have to find out how to go through there, and then you got to get a key to fucking, and then 10 minutes later in the game, you're on the other side, and you're like, oh, how'd so I love that about video games, so that's kind of where that influence comes, and just more big-time theme parks, like how Universal does their stuff, and, and just getting, all that out, definitely, there's no way in fucking hell I could have come close to anything that you're videotaping right now without, these fuckers.
The plant thing kind of evolved really months ago, to be honest.
Yeah.
Wasn't really in the plan of what we're doing, and all of a sudden we just started kind of messing around with a couple things, and then me and him said, all right, let's just fucking go with it. And I mean, there's so many plants in this place. Mm-hmm. And down again to the detail, I like Tapcon little teeny plants and stuff all around in here, so it just had that look that things were growing everywhere, and their experiments and stuff like that. You want to try one more run?
Yeah, we could do it.
And this is like not set lights. This is white lights, and it's amazing. This is I even believe maybe better than film quality.
The lights on tour will be pretty legit. Yeah, we do this, then we can do the cell room.
And then we'll hop over to the cell room. So this is another one of Rick's ideas that we have the professors. There's not doctors here, they're professors. So there's a lot of misconstrued information that we have doctors and nurses, but we don't. We have professors and assistants.
Science, lab techs. It's really hard to do the lab theme without people being like, oh, it's a hospital and they're doctors, and so many haunts do that where it's just so cliche. And another reason we're bringing up like the idea, the theme and stuff. Not a lot of haunts tackle the sci-fi horror. There's a couple that do it, pretty cool. Yeah. But not a lot do it because it's a tough one to do. But instead of trying to make everything mad scientists, we still kind of made it in the reality of traditional like haunt layouts as far as like rooms you would see, but doing it more on built these desks custom, took them 3 days because I had this stupid dumb crazy idea that I wanted them angled there, and just silly
gives it that look though.
And then Brian, with the colors and the color coordinating, definitely was something that I really thought of. Oh, you got it.
All right, yeah, we're back. So we
lost all of that.
So we went deep in there. We just lost about 10 seconds worth.
Mm-hmm. Mr. Biotech shut it down.
Mr. Biotech shut down.
The security.
Yeah.
So you want to we'll show them one more.
Yeah.
What time we got now, so we don't run out of
We got a
Okay.
10, 15 minutes.
Going back to the story, though, we kind of added a twist to it, too, that is Russian also. So there's English, Russian, kind of more of the Russian part of it. So if you look, again, at all the little details, there's all kinds of little things with notes and the things, and even our fonts and our things that we have is, the amount of detail, if you just want to geek out on stuff, we went above and beyond on some of the stuff, and it's just me and him being video game nerds, man. We're like, Atomic Heart.
Pretty much, yeah.
Atomic Heart came out, man. Me and him were like, oh my God, did you see this? Oh, let's
Send
do
screenshots, see this.
Yeah,
I've already
yeah.
seen it. I've already been to that level, and
Yeah.
just how they do things. And they were right too with Atomic Heart, had the plant thing going on, and
Robots.
we were already saying, hey, let's do the plant, because with doing a lab theme, you don't want every room to be the same kind of lab. So then we came up with the whole, well, what if this new section is mostly based on a greenhouse and what they've done with plant life? So the other is the insects, and so you got that diversity in characters, because you don't want to see a whole house full of the same character, the same thing.
Yeah.
And then it was not even a month later, like The Last of Us dropped, and we're like, well, that's going to be the hot thing right now.
And again, everybody started making Last of Us masks
We're
and
already
all
ahead
that
of it.
stuff. So we were already kind of ahead of it with doing the plant thing, but everyone's got their own twist on it. But I think we covered it pretty good. I'm more than pleased with what we did around here. I think all of us are. We're just patting ourselves on the back. Kind of cool.
Yeah. So the first customer this year that's going to see the new expansion is when?
September 16th.
It's
7:02 p.m.
Yep.
It's a Saturday, right? It's going to be Saturday that first week.
Yeah, first week, and then it gives us that week to then make any adjustments last minute, and then start rocking into the season. It's 22 nights this year. Last year we barely, what we were like 15 maybe, yeah. So we'll be open all the way to November 4th. Is it this year, or 5th? Whatever that weekend is. That weekend we do the blackout event. Yeah, and it's going to be time ticketing. We're going to limit the capacity just so we don't have to get to that point where you're cranking them through every 20, 30 seconds, because no one likes paying money to just get rammed through a show. So just like Slaughterhouse, Vaughn runs it down there. Here we want people to be a quality show. So that's important. So it's all time ticketing based. You got to get your tickets in advance. We don't sell tickets on site.
We have Steffi, we have Kelly, we have John. We've got so many people who are watching live and making comments and throwing in questions. I don't know that we'll get to all of them. We'll get to a few of them. So keep them coming. But at the very bottom of your screen, there's a share button. If you hit the share, we'll know it. And then next week, we'll draw a pair of VIP tickets. And so pass this on, because this is a great show. But
Drake's going to come over and mow your lawn.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a extra that comes with that.
And then I'm going to come over. You have to provide the beer.
Supervisors, I'll cut
I
the
won't come
grass.
over at all. I'll just stay home.
I imagine a lot of this banter has been going on for the last.
It's, no, I don't think
We've
it's
got
ever
to know
stopped.
each other pretty well this year.
We're-
lot of hours together
Yeah.
in this place. Lots of hours.
Yeah, and those who know Brian Demski know that you have a few decades of
Yes.
time and art and building and distressing and everything behind you.
Many. I can't even count how many haunts I've worked at. So.
And you've been focused here for
Yes,
mainly for
this
the last.
is right here. This is it.
Yeah.
This is putting all everything in right here. This is badass. There's nothing better.
Well, when
We want to show you another room.
yeah, so when folks are focused on kind of tops in the country, they'll know that there's a star-studded team here that are part of it.
We're going to make a dent this year by no means.
Yeah. All right, where are we going?
Rick, you lead.
All right. If your camera cuts out, let me know.
Yeah, if it cuts out, we'll just step back. If it cuts out, guys, just hang with us. But we're in the actor access and hallways.
Actor access ways, so it's a series of tunnels that quickly go to the middle. One of the things of me drawing this layout when I designed the drawing of it was doing it as an actor that's used to going to haunts where you got to spend 15 minutes just to get anywhere because you got to walk through 50 rooms. So this whole haunt was designed with easy shoots so actors can get to the middle. Like within 15 seconds, no matter where you're at in this building, within 15 seconds you can get to that middle, which makes it very convenient. That's for sure. So this beauty.
So people are traveling this way, Roger. You want to come
Yeah.
from this side over? That way you get the grand view.
Oh, so yeah, the customers are coming in.
Yeah, this way.
Sounds like someone's taking a leak in here.
And we've got,
I turn it down.
I don't want to show too much. I love the arm with the flashlight.
That actually flashes up to light her.
Oh.
So when the lights are dimmed down in here, that actually lights her up.
What a great looking room, and every inch attended to. We have
all the way down to Rick spray painted 10,000 fucking little screws here.
Yeah, that was not. Yeah.
But again, that's how how rad all this stuff looks. These are all fake. They're all made. Made.
Yeah, and to make a to build a a girder.
Yeah. And then
And
you got to walk under it. And then we got these steel cage doors, which is all part of the scare.
And the floor attended to. I mean, you could almost just show the floor. There's something
also
about
a lot of technology in this haunt.
Yeah,
Which
and
definitely helps amplify the scare. It's not just your typical actors screaming in your face a bunch of nonsense. There's definitely like a lot of cool, say Horror Nights, like I said, Horror Nights type stuff peppered in as far as the things that they do to accent the scares with sound and lights.
yeah. So we've been kind of seeing a couple sets from the new side. The old side is not old. It's just 1 year. It's just been.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
But
And on that side is not so. Tell us about what customers see on the other side. Part B, is it?
Oh, as far as like the show over there?
The show, yeah.
Oh, over there it's just full-blown chaos. Like that's where all like the crazy creatures are dwelling. It's technically in the storyline. It's the side that biotech had going on. They were messing with insect DNA, with like rejuvenating and growing arms back and fixing people's diseases. That goes bonkers. They shut it down with employees all in there stuck. And then they build the nicer facility. That's the side people are seeing this year with the greenhouse. And like, oh no, we're biotech. We're all plants and we're good. We're not doing anything shady that you should look at in Sector 7, which is the second side.
Yeah.
Which is part of your character, Roger, that's here, is for some fun Easter eggs, the professor over there.
Tell us a little bit about, because last year it was you had a couple off October events. Are there going to be some off October events? Is there going to be some surprises coming up?
Yeah, Christmas. We'll do Christmas weekend like we did before. Valentine's Day. I definitely want to do that because Graham.
All right, we're back. So there's as we were in
that.
that.
They got that. They saw it. So so Christmas. We'll definitely do Christmas. We can get out of this.
Yep.
We'll do that. Valentine's Day, because haunts are doing really good in Valentine's weekend now because people are just looking for alternative things to do on date night. And then eventually we'll be doing the laser tag, which will be once a month, maybe twice a month, on the weekends, and to where it's action survival, where you're going through and you're, playing against live actors.
So we have some folks.
More like a video game.
Yeah, we have Carver family joining in. I'll tell you what, there's a ton of people here and so many comments that I'm even having trouble kind of scrolling down. So we'll get to those following here as well. What have I forgot to ask? I'm going to ask. Maybe I'm going to ask Brian first. Like, what have I forgot to ask? What are some important things for folks to know about Nightmare Cleveland?
definitely I would have to say that there is absolutely no other haunt for quite a while, around miles, radius, whatever the fuck you want to call it, that's even remotely close to what we've done in a whole. Like this theme, the detail, the show itself, the way it's set up, the way we do the show. It's not your regular, like, get a ticket, go in, see a haunted library and a butcher room and, you know, like that kind of stuff that every kind of haunted house tries to cover, every little New Orleans theme and, you know, cemetery in the back, you know, that kind of stuff. This is, like, got its own whole, like, Rick likes to call it, and I agree with him, a horror experience. It's totally like we're taking you out of Cleveland, putting you right in a real medical looking facility, and want you to not think about what's out in the real world and put you in here, man, and just have a blast. Have a blast, because there's some really cool stuff that we didn't even get to show you in here, and just let the people come see it for themselves.
Yeah. And Drake, outside of cutting a random lawn now and then, like most people would have to pay a ton of money to you know, to a school or to a college. Like, you've gotten the opportunity to work with some of the, you know, the best minds, you know, haunt minds, perhaps in the world. And like, what's it been like? Just kind of been thrown into the deep end of the pool and
like a punching bag of jokes around here.
That's true.
But no, I mean, I try and make their jobs easier by doing all the little things, getting them ready so they can do the big projects like Brian painting this hall and taking a load off Rick's back because he's got a ton going on, trying to get the marketing and tickets up and all that. So it's any way I can help these two make their jobs easier. It's like, that's what I'm here for. So, I mean, I enjoy it. We have a lot of fun here. Crack a lot of jokes in group chats. I mean, it's great.
And a couple jokes put out on Haunt Hub too, right? Rick, is the Touch Pass going to be out here for 23?
Yeah, there'll be a Touch Pass this year. Same with Slaughterhouse. But this year it's being bumped up to 18 and over only for Touch Passes, for obvious reasons.
Yeah, and we know on the back end that you are, you know, very intentional about the actors that are able to touch too. That's very intentional of your veterans, right?
Vaughn down at Slaughterhouse only lets pretty much his buddies or, you know, people that he knows and trusts, you know, involved with it, people that, you know, get background checks, all that. Same mentality up here. If we don't really know you, then you're not doing it, because it's just, you can't trust some of these people off the street.
It's too grave an area.
Too grave an area, and you want people that understand it, that can do it safely, and that if we tell them, hey, this is what you got to do, they're going to listen to us because we know them, you know, as opposed to some, you know, stranger. So it's definitely thought out. You know, it's not just, you know, Wild West, do whatever. Some haunts, you know, do all kinds of crazy stuff, but.
And it adds to the immersive experience too, right?
Yeah, it's
because
more about making it more immersive rather than you're going to come through and be tortured. You know, it's not like that, and that's a gray area with saying Touch Pass, because some people think it's going to be a torture haunt or something, but it's not that at all. It's just the characters become more aware of you and will pay more attention and try to involve you with the scenes more, as opposed to someone that's going through, you know, and you'll be interacted with, but it's not like we're dragging people to the horse and stuff like that. Or locking them in something for an hour.
Linebacker.
It ain't nothing like that.
No.
But
nobody wants that, man.
And if they want it, they pay for it somewhere else. But yeah.
So in the next 2 weeks, I know that this could be kind of maybe the last question in the next couple of weeks, right? Until that opening Saturday.
11 days.
Yeah. So what? Not that anybody's counting, but like what? Like
I'm gonna throw up.
It's gonna be a tough one, man.
I can't believe it. I'm like, no, we got like 3 months.
It went by fast.
11 days.
Very fast.
I can remember looking at like the board and it says like 120 days, and you know that we at that point I don't even remember where we were at, but this room probably wasn't even painted or something. But it's amazing how everything falls into place when we get to a certain point where he's prepped a room to this point, he's done all the trim, done all this, and then they go away and they're like doing 2-3 other rooms and prepping them, and boom, I'll knock everything out, and a couple people that haven't been here in a week or two will come up and just be blown away that we've moved so far ahead. But it's still, there's, in our world, there's still so much to do, you know, like, really, probably now, we could probably open the door, but it ain't at the level that we want it. That's just the way we're programmed, man. You're not going to come in here and not see the level of detail all the way through this show, man. There's just no way I'm going to allow it.
I remember from last year that many nights were sold out, right? Because you're selling tickets online, and we expect, right, some of those nights to sell out this year too.
Yeah,
so
especially this year. 'Cause last year, I mean, not even a whole lot was done in marketing. Just knowing how to do, for us knowing how to do a lot with a little bit of budget for getting the word out. Luckily, a lot of us have talent doing that stuff, but yeah.
But buy tickets early, right?
You're going to want to get tickets early because that once October ramps up, it's going to be selling out.
Yeah.
So don't wait to the middle of the end of the season. Get out here early. And lines are going to be shorter too. But as soon as October hits, it's going to be crazy.
It's going to be insane. The first night again is Saturday,
September 16th.
September 16th. If somebody would go ahead and just throw that website up here too, so everybody who's watching can click into it.
Yeah, nightmarecleveland.com.
nightmarecleveland.com.
SolverHouseOhio.com.
And you're going to see advertisements push probably over the next couple of weeks. You'll see it out on different platforms.
A couple days I should have the video from Abe Blind 7. I got the footage back that we filmed with you.
Oh, nice.
For the other stuff. For the other surprise stuff.
That's out here
Roger's
as well.
involved with.
All right, so thank you guys. Thank you, Drake. Thank you, Brian. I know that if Vaughn was, back there, we'd say a big thank you to him, and thank you, Rick, for taking us through this tour.
Thank you, Vaughn.
Yeah, thank you guys. And remember, if you share this next week, we're going to draw a winner, and if your name is drawn, and then you'll get 2 VIP tickets that allow you just to step up to the front of the
Drake
line.
will personally hold your hand and walk you through.
Mow the lawn.
And mow your lawn.
And mow your lawn.
Hopefully I win the ticket so I can take off that night.
You better start sharing.
You better start sharing. So there's a ton of thumbs up and hearts and laughing faces going on right now. So we appreciate you guys, and thanks you guys for joining us. We're gonna go ahead and shut off here, and Biotech Industries and Nightmare Cleveland. See you guys next week.